Thank you for tuning in to Naijha Speaks. I'm Naijha Wright-brown, co-owner of the Land of Kush Vegan Soul Bistro in Baltimore and executive director of the Black Veg Society. Today's guest is a renowned poet, an activist of all sorts, and I want to get him on right now because we got a whole lot to talk about. Thank you for joining us, Christopher D. Sims. How are you?
My pleasure. Good. I'm great. I'll be moving to Minneapolis area pretty soon, so I'm excited about that opportunity.
Oh, wow. What's going on in Minneapolis?
Got a new job, which basically will give me the opportunity to highlight, promote, and market Black-owned businesses, people of color businesses, so I'm looking forward to that.
Congratulations. Best wishes. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. You have the stage.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I've been writing poetry since I was 9 years old. I'm 47 now, so it feels like a long time, but I know people have been writing longer. So poet, spoken word artist, activist, promoter of good health, great health, veganism, vegetarianism, all those good things. And I'm definitely about the Black Lives Matter movement. I have been involved since its inception after I attended, when I attended Ferguson, after Mike Brown was killed in Ferguson, Missouri. So I've been all over the country doing activist work, and especially through the arts. So that's me. That's how I get down.
What made you get into poetry? So it'll be a two-part question. You got into poetry, why? And then you became vegan, why? And then you have this poem, Loving Your Vegan Self. Let's talk about all that.
It was early hip hop rap music in the 80s that got me into.
You too? You sound like my husband with KRS-One.
Yeah, I'm sure me and your cousin can kick back and talk about all of that.
Yeah, my husband actually. Yeah, we both own the Land of Kush. He was inspired by KRS-One.
Yeah, me too, heavily. KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, all of the early hip hop legends who paved the way for poets like Nas and Jay-Z and all those cats. But those are my peers too, just the same. So it was early rap, hip hop music. And then the vegetarian veganism, I started thinking about my health and what I know would be most healthy for me and get me to other levels of elevation. And I knew that it was vegetarian and veganism that would get me there. So I practiced vegetarianism for about 18 years or so, and then veganism for 8 years, and been in and out of both basically. So if I'm going to be conscious, elevated, have some clarity, then I need to be vegan or vegetarian. So that's how I got into those things, that lifestyle.
So this poem, that the Loving Your Vegan Self, what does that mean? Why did you make that poem? Did you want to talk to us about it?
Sure, I'm glad that you found that poem and reminded me of it, because I'm putting so much stuff out there. Sometimes I forget about stuff, but that was special, that was unique, and I'm glad to have been a part of that platform, Black Vegans Rock. So that poem, I was just totally in love with being vegan, in love with myself as a Black man, as a leader, as an activist, as a community-oriented person. So I wanted to bring all of that to that poem and talk about just being able to love my vegan self and all of the things that I have been eating, especially at that time, and what I was being introduced to regarding the vegan lifestyle. So just being in love with myself and being vegan is where I was coming from with that poem.
Do you remember the poem?
I don't have it memorized. I wish, but it's definitely one that that I look forward to sharing, and I'm hoping that more people see across the globe.
What are some of the challenges that you're facing advocating for social justice, food justice, and veganism right now in your community?
I think that, we're at this stage, not too far after George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, that there's kind of this, we get stagnant and we think that, okay, the officer was found guilty of a few charges, but we get stagnated. That there's a pause in real justice work. That's where I find some hurdles when people feel like we can just sit down and not have to worry about things or learn things or get involved. So I'm always pushing action. And, if we want to really change things, it's definitely about some action. So I think that oftentimes there are way too many people just sitting down and not doing much. So I like to push people for action.
Right, because this has been going on a long time, cornbread Earl and me, so this has been going on before I was born, and it continues to go on. And I'm not sure if the needle is being moved, anyway in this. Do you feel the needle is being moved on the decrease in police brutality and senseless killings of
Yeah,
Black people?
the needle is being moved, but very slowly. Like, for instance, I applied for a job with the city of Denver, the county of Denver, Colorado, and there's Seattle, and for sure Seattle and Denver, Colorado, that I know of. Maybe Minneapolis is right behind them. There are cities that basically dedicated their their structure, and they're moving forward to being cities that want to be recognized as social justice oriented or anti-racist cities. So we have some movement in that direction. Maybe other cities or states will follow, but it's slow moving. And when it comes to politics, things are always super slow. So yeah, I, instead of getting behind some candidate, or if I'm check this box or check that box, I'm always looking for the community, for some to be involved with, and to make change in my own way. The people who are always on the ground. So that's how I choose to go about it.
What How do you think we can overcome these challenges? Do you think it's a struggle with economics and money and power, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so definitely always a struggle, with economics, money, power. Yeah, when white folks have, built generations of wealth, that some of them, they definitely keep passing down to the family members. Most of us, especially Black people, we don't have that. So there's always that struggle to get there. And I pride my people for working hard, owning businesses, buying land, developing land, and all those things. But there are way too many of us who probably will never see any generational wealth. And yeah, I think that's one of the biggest hurdles in regards to some equity, in regards to who we are in this country.
I think sometimes we're just afraid of life insurance, something as simple as that. A lot of, even some of us with money just afraid to buy life insurance policies so
Mm,
that, we can cover, debt or whatever it is to make sure our families are okay once we pass away. So we have to get over that mindset as well. So yeah,
definitely.
it's a lot of that.
Yeah, my new job came with a life insurance policy, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important if you think about it. If you got $1 million policy and something happens to you, you know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
goes to the beneficiary. You can pay the bills, the debt, whatever is left, and have some funds to continue on. We don't think this way. We're afraid, like if you get life insurance, like it's a sure thing that you're going to die. You are going to die. So no one's
Yeah,
living
right.
forever. So why not set your family up? And that's if you can afford it. So again, that's that question of economics, and do you have the ability to afford that? If it's coming through your job, then great. So
Uh,
yeah, just that mindset. Now, the use of urgent language. You said that in the bio. Your use of urgent language. What does that mean?
It means, like, for instance, I have a poem titled "Poetry That Gives Birth to Revolution," and some of that poem I say, Black people need poetry that gangsters the grime in the ghetto, poetry that gathers gutless men, guiltless women, and graceless women and guiltless children to guide us back to greatness. Poetry that disintegrates crack and evaporates alcohol so that we don't continue to fall into destruction. Poetry that gives birth to revolution. So it's right now, we need some change right now. We need some help right now, help from the leaders within our communities. We need language that's going to tackle things in ways that make people get up and get down and do some things. So I'm always speaking out of urgency, especially when I'm reciting a piece like that, so we can wake up, we can activate, and we can move forward. So I
How
think
has the pandemic affected your ability to do poetry? Are you doing some virtual things? I'm going to ask about any upcoming projects that you're currently working on and how you've been navigating since the pandemic started.
I've actually been a lot more productive in yeah, I mean, being able to sit at home a whole lot and think about what I need to write, who I need to write for, who I should be working with, who I need to work with, and even, picking up an instrument to learn that. I got a ukulele down in the basement that I've been playing around with. So thinking of ways to be productive, progressive, and creative, I'm always doing that. Yeah, and with all the downtime that came with the pandemic and not being able to go places, it allowed for me to sit down and write some more, work with some more, like DJ Benjamin B out of Brooklyn, New York. Him and I have a platform called Black Poet Matters. And
wow.
Yeah, you can
Black
find
Poet Matters. Where can we find that? I like that.
The Matters of Black Poets. We're on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And we're also on Facebook.
So Black Poet Matters, like Black Poet Matters, you're speaking about matters.
Yeah, what matters to Black poets. Yeah.
Is that on IG or anything, or is there a website?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and we're also on Twitter too.
And is it Black Poet Matters at Black Poet Matters?
Is it actually, you'd have to locate DJ Benjamin B. Okay. He's posting it on Twitter. But yeah, if you find DJ Benjamin B or myself, then that's where you can find Black Poet Matters. But we have videos on Facebook and also on YouTube.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow Christopher, just like I have on the ticker, follow Christopher D. Sims, and check out Black Poet Matters. So, they folks can follow that way.
And we're also looking for Black poets to join us on the platform too. So if you have a knack for poetry or spoken word, if you're looking for a platform, we're bringing poets in to be on the platform. So
so calling all about poets, get at poet Christopher D. Sims. Check out Black Poet Matters. They are looking for Black poets.
And we don't have any. We have poets from all across the African diaspora. We don't have any out of DC or B-more. So, if
DC B-more, we got a lot of artists out. You know what? I'm going to connect you with some folks here. I mean, we have a lot of folks here that are doing poetry in the Baltimore area. And then shout out to DC. Anybody out there that's listening or at the replay, please share this information with your poets, because I think this is amazing. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Before we leave the broadcast, what is a strong? Let me ask you this: you're vegan. What are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What does your daily meal plan look like?
Oh man, it's a variety, but I'm definitely into whole grains. Definitely that vegetables. I call myself the veggie burger king because I'm always trying to think of creative ways to cook veggie burgers. So veggie burgers always in my staple.
Yeah, I know. You sound like my husband. My husband loves veggie burger. Everybody does a veggie burger. So yeah.
The next time I'm out in B-more or DC, we should hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. Come down to Atlantic Kush. We got a lot of whole food burgers, like chickpea burgers. We got Atlantic Kush. Yeah, so definitely make sure when you come out, that you come pay us a visit so we can hook you up with some of the burgers that we have.
That would be great. Yeah, almond milk, rice milk. I keep that in my diet. Organic natural cereals. I eat that. I'm always finding some well-priced organic cereals or, of course, veggie cereals that taste good. And I love buying going to the store, buying this processed food, but the vegan waffles that I forget the brand name right now, but I'm pretty sure folks know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, Whole Foods, we would buy the Whole Foods brand there. They would have different like multi-grain and then some with flax. So yeah, and I'm a big waffle person. I love waffles too. What does your lunch and dinner look like?
Lunch? Yeah, definitely. Lunch is that's definitely where I'm eating. And dinner, the veggie burgers, or a veggie pizza.
Everybody check out Christy Sims with the veggie burgers, okay? He's got all the tips.
I might put together a video one day where I'm cooking. I'm showing folks how to hook up my veggie burgers. So
let me know. We'll put you on. I'd love to showcase that.
Veggie pizza, vegetarian pizzas or vegan pizzas. I love those. Yeah, any really good vegan or vegetarian pizza or veggie burgers or pasta with or veggie vegan meatballs. I love cooking stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay. Yes, yes, yes. The veggie meatballs. So what's one a strong tip or message that you want to leave with the viewers and tell them again how best they can follow you?
Oh, yeah, thank you for asking that. And the first thing that I thought of when I saw the question was I had the T-shirt on yesterday, and I'm on Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, I have this T-shirt, and I had it made. But this saying comes from the East Coast, and I've been saying it for years now. It's peace, the word peace, P-E-A-C-E, and positive energy always creates elevation. So I'm always thinking about that mantra and being that in community with people, individuals, or groups of people. Positive energy, it transforms things, it creates things, it brings some clarity, and people enjoy positive energy. So definitely positive energy always creates elevation. Keep that with you. Let it move you, let it reverberate throughout your day. And yeah, it brings great things for sure. And people, yeah, I'm on Instagram, poet Christopher D. Sims. I'm on Twitter at Universal Love, UNIVERSOULOVE. That's my stage name. I'm on Facebook at Christopher D. Sims 1M. And I'm also, if you're interested in hearing more of my music or my spoken word, I'm on SoundCloud as Universal Love. And I'm at Reverb Nation at Universal Love. And I have songs that are on Spotify with my group Ladder to the Sun. And you can find individual tracks with my name, Christopher D. Sims. So yeah, that's me.
Christopher, it's been a pleasure. And then when you said the peace mantra, again, that just, my husband, the peace, and he says positive energy activates constant elevation. So,
That's all I'm
yeah,
going to say. Yeah.
it's just that we get on the same wavelength. It's really interesting. I'd love to have you back on. I'd like to see
Sure.
the veggie burgers. So please, let's stay connected.
Sure.
I was glad I found you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, me
LinkedIn's
too.
pretty good. So yeah, let's stay connected. I'd love to have you on again. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you. And please share, share, share. Watch the replay. And if you are a poet, Black Poet Matters, you want to connect with Christopher D. Sims at Poet Christopher D. Sims. Okay. Thank you to everyone. Be well and please be safe. Blessings. Have a good one.
Peace.